How many people in here have been inflicted with the terrible new disease that's out now, known as Linsanity? I caught Linsanity this weekend. I was like, oh, it got me. Yeah. Jeremy Lin is the New York Knicks. Yeah, he's just phenomenal. If you look at his style of basketball play, you see a lot of rhythmic influences and fluidity in how he moves, some of the movements he makes. Another very good one, let's bring it back home on this side of the United States, Kobe, which he took a lot of his influences from Michael Jordan, obviously. But a lot of them, it's very rare within the NBA today that you see somebody dribble the ball straight in front of them, drive straight to the basket and lay it up. That doesn't happen, now, because you have defenders coming, and so they had to have more creative ways of getting around this defender to still reach their goal of making the basket, right? And so you have to do something where maybe you dribble, you cross over, spin around on the fly, okay? Which is a form of improvisation. And do you guys know what improvisation is, basically? Okay. For those of you who don't know, it's just creating on the spot. It's like spontaneous creation. So, I could have somebody yell out 3 notes, D, okay, this one, okay, and then that one. And then make a song out of that, which it seemingly isn't connected at all. It's like, now I won't do this right now. I'll continue the thing. But I can do it. I used to, just take my word for it. As the professional in the room, I can do it. But, the spontaneous invention and spontaneous composition mentality, you see it a lot of times within the sports realm, particularly in basketball and in football. A lot of those moves, aren't necessarily calculated moves. Boom, 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 boom. Look like a Justin Bieber, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. When you're on the basketball court, you're not thinking that. Okay, he comes at me. Okay, I'm going to 2 times here, then I'm going to dribble here. It doesn't happen that way. Okay, it's more of a fluid, off the cuff, on the spot, So what you have to do in order to have those kind of moves is to build up a huge vocabulary, okay? Because music is basically a language, and this is why, I don't know, I may seem like I'm jumping from one example to another example to just another thing, but it's all connected. I hope you guys see that, where, the music influences that go up, that lineage that goes from work songs, spirituals, gospel, blues, jazz, and we're going to keep going in a second beyond that, but that's the starting point that I had so far. You still have those same type of lineage influences within society, even within art. You have that within language. You have that within food. Just sports. You can find that same type of lineage, okay? And so when you're really trying to understand jazz and the evolution of jazz, you really have to look at these other things, If something really makes you feel good, what is that emotion described as? You feel euphoria, right? People may say happy, right? Joyful. How many different ways within just the English language do we know how to express that emotion? We have so many different words, single words to say it, You don't just go all the way, you don't go around all the time saying, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy. Ooh, I'm happy, I'm happy. You say, oh, sometimes you might go, woo, means the same thing. Sometimes, oh boy. Sometimes you don't have to say it, just and people know what that means. Oh, they must be happy, Within musical examples, you have the same thing, where, let's see. the blues form. Go back to piano. Right? Okay, remember that form that I played? 1 to the 4, back to the 1, 5, 4, 1. You have that movement in classical as well, but it'll sound totally different, you know? It's arpeggiated most times, and arpeggiate just means instead of hitting the chord all 3 notes at one time, it'll play, they'll arpeggiate, so they'll take the same notes and just play them, and then they'll move up and down. Right? So that type of movement, you hear those type of movements within classical. But the harmonic movement will be the same. We're going here, back. There are songs, even, let me see, the American composer, Aaron Copland. Are you familiar with Aaron Copland? His Americana style of writing, although it's still within the classical realm, still kind of, it doesn't really borrow too closely from jazz influences, because jazz just goes a little further out on that limb, on that harmonic limb. Whereas, you know, some of the other styles will stay more, I'm hesitating to say the word basic, but because it's not basic classical, it's a very beautiful and complex style of music, but it doesn't necessarily have a chord that's, you see what I mean? You can have that within jazz, you know, but you won't necessarily hear that in a classical piece, you know, or a movement like, to some ears, that might sound like wrong notes, you know, but within a jazz idiom, you know, that can be made beautiful. Even something like this. Let me see. I make a fist, you know, power to the people. I make a fist, right? And just smash down 5 notes, right? This can be used in a jazz idiom because jazz is that flexible and that complex harmonically. The scale, the spectrum is like from here to here within jazz. And that's why the influence can go to so many different styles, because it incorporates so much musically within just, you know, the one style of jazz. I can put that into a jazz context and make it sound beautiful. Believe me? I just gotta prove my skill. I know. Let me see. I'll do it again. Play it softer now, so. Third one. You see? So now after I put it in the context, now when I play it, it sounds closer to a chord to you now, doesn't it? You know? Some yes, some no. I mean, it's sometimes. And then if I strip out what this chord actually is, I'll take that note out, and I'll take this note out. See, you get that. But then if I jazz it up again, let me stick this one back in there. See, jazz is really built off of something beautiful, something ugly, something that's palatable, something that's dissonant, and the parallel existence, the coexistence of those two elements. So you have, you know, and most people can hear that, you know, as a chord, right? Especially if you put some rhythm to it, right? Mary J. Blige. Yeah. What was that? Real Love? Anybody know Real Love? Yeah? Want to sing? I'll give you a CD. I said you guys cannot be shy now. You know? But, you know, so that chord, right? But now, if I want to jazz it up, I can stick some dissonance. You know, most people say that doesn't sound too good. But if you put that in the middle of a jazz chord, see, that dissonance is what's making that chord sound lush. So let me play an example of a song using jazz chords and movements, spontaneous, between the legs, all this. Are you familiar with Billy Strayhorn? Billy Strayhorn was the right-hand man and arranger with Duke Ellington. And he wrote a lot of beautiful songs in the American Songbook. One of my favorite songs that he did was a song called Lush Life. Okay. I'll play that for you. So that's taking the language and all the different sensibilities, some spontaneous invention in there that I mentioned. Yeah, and so you can take that same sensibility that I used to play that song and let me see. Actually, you know what? No, let me give you another one. How many people know who Big Mama Thornton is? You know Big Mama Thornton? How many people would like to wager with me that you know one of Big Mama Thornton's songs? As a matter of fact, I can guarantee that everybody sitting here knows Big Mama Thornton. Believe me? What was the name of that guy in Tennessee? Had the hair and the funny hips. The Presley boy, yeah. Elvis Presley. One of his most famous songs was, thank you, Hound Dog. Did Elvis write Hound Dog? Big Mama Thornton wrote Hound Dog. Yeah. As a matter of fact, Big Mama Thornton was a blues singer. To me, she looks like Zora Neale Hurston, the author. Google her, you'll see. It's like, whoa, wow. But she was a blues singer. Like I said, blues content lyrically is usually, you did me wrong, you're a dirty dog, I'm going to shoot you, whatever, right? Well, she had a song called Hound Dog, and the lyrics were, you ain't nothing but a hound dog snooping around my door. She was talking about her boyfriend who was messing up. He's cheating on her. And so she's like, nah, this time you ain't coming back no more. You see? Elvis loved that song because when he was in Memphis, he would go down and see all the different, blues musicians. And that's how he kind of honed his craft, by sitting in and learning from and having the influences from those musicians. Well, he got wind of the Hound Dog song with Big Mama Thornton and decided he was going to try and make it a little more commercial so he could sell it. And so I think he changed it to You Never Caught a Rabbit and friend of mine or something. But if you really listen to those lyrics, they don't really even make sense. It's like, what's he talking about? You're nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. Never caught a rabbit, you're no friend of mine. Okay, why? But it worked for him, so hey, who am I to say? But Big Mama Thornton wrote that one. Another free CD moment. I mentioned Alicia Keys, right? And I said that her song Falling was originally written by, anybody? James Brown, okay. Do you remember the name of James Brown's song? It's a Man's World, okay. Free CD to the first person who can tell me what year James Brown released It's a Man's World. No iPhones. What is that? 56? No. 66. Come get your CD.
I'm looking at Big Mama Thornton.
Yeah. If I can get my bag open, I can go ahead and give it. What's your name? Alana. Let's give Alana a round of applause. I forgot to play my my Price is Right music. Maybe it was that. Okay. Can I do a photo op?
Spin the wheel.
Actually, wait. You should hold this.
What?
That's yours.
Thank you.
That's my CD. I won 2009 Jazz Artist of the Year with that CD. It's
wow.
Yeah, it's called Juicy. So
Thank you so much. Thank
okay.
you.
Yeah, very cool. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm being kicked out. So.
No.
I know.
Oh, you can play while they're getting their food.
Oh, sure. Okay. Hey, you guys have any questions or anything from what I talked about? Any comments? Very informative. Very cool. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. You know. One of the hardest things there is to do sometimes is to put technical, you know, all this musical mumbo jumbo in a way where the armchair enthusiast can understand it, you know. So I try and mix it up and give examples of things that you guys can easily relate to. So hopefully I didn't lose anybody too bad, you know. Very cool. If you guys like more information on me, I have business cards here. I am like I said, I am a recording artist. I perform worldwide, actually. I've been on 5 continents, both with other artists and with myself now. You guys know where Spaghettini's is, Seal Beach? I'll be there in April. You can go to my website, which is easy, earljohnsonjr.com. I have business cards here if anybody would like them. It has my website on it as well. You can keep up abreast to all the things that I'm doing. I'll be releasing a new CD in a couple weeks, and all of those will be available online and in some stores here locally. I'm getting airplay nationwide and doing concerts, et cetera, et cetera. So, not permitted because of solicitation to sell my CDs in the building, but I will walk slow to my car. I walk real slow. So, well, thank you very much for having me, guys. You know, I appreciate it.
Thank you guys for showing up. We also thank you, Earl, for your presentation.
Very cool.
We also have tote bags, and sorry for the delay on the food, but the food's in the back. I don't know if you have anything else.
Oh, no, just noodle and stuff and play.
Yeah, he'll be playing. Do you take requests?
Write it down.
All right.
On a $100 bill. Pass it up. You know, I'll read it. You know.
All right. Somebody wanted you to play Parliament. Something from Parliament.
Something from Parliament.
Yes.
Let me see. Oh, I get the cards out. Oh yeah, so I will put them there, and then it's the same card, you know, number and email on the side. Okay.
I can do the 3.
Oh, you can do it?
Just to show you.
Okay.
So we just.
Okay.
No. That's something
So
separate.
put up involved in this.
Pretty cool. Yes and no. That'll help you, but if it hurts, you don't have to do that
Okay,
part.
because I noticed that when I go like this.
That's close. Okay, so let me do it. And then for the advanced, then you switch and put the 3. Iced tea. Well, thank you.